Here in Auburn, New York, Harriet Tubman's legacy is alive. You can feel it in the landmarks that bear her name, see it in the art that captures her spirit, and hear it in the voices of those who keep her story moving forward. On my visit, I had the honor of meeting someone who carries that legacy in a deeply personal way, her great-great-great-grandson, Dwan Johnson. Through his family stories, we'll uncover what Auburn meant to Harriet, what it means to keep her legacy alive, and why she remains a guiding force today. But let's start with the obvious question on everyone's mind. What does it mean to be a descendant of the Harriet Tubman? The woman who held a pistol in one hand, led people to freedom with the other, fearlessly through darkness, as if to say, try and stop me. With his signature hat and a presence that relaxes you, Dwan shared his thoughts on his aunt's legacy, her life in Auburn, and why her story still matters now more than ever.
My name is Descendant Johnson. Born and raised here in Auburn, New York. I'm related to Harriet Tubman. She is my great aunt.
Okay.
4 greats.
4 greats.
Yep.
How did you, when did you find out that you were related to Harriet Tubman?
I found out, I want to say when I was probably 10 years old,
okay.
Via my father. I believe I was at my grandmother's house one day. This is like maybe 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
I was at my grandmother's house. My dad told us and sat us down. He's like, you know, you're related to Harriet Tubman, right? And I'm like, no. And I'm like, that Harriet Tubman that we've been learning about in school and stuff? And he's like, yeah. I was like, no way. Even though she lived down the street. But, you know, I'm 10 years old. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, this is her. And then, like, ever since I was in school, just growing up, we would always be in the newspaper, have interviews and stuff. And then my grandmother, she did a lot of traveling around the world promoting Aunt Harriet's name. And, that's how I found out when I was younger. And ever since then, it's been like a journey. I believe it's just a mission for me just to, ever since I was younger. Amen.
And so what did that, at 10 years old, I can imagine being 10 years old and learning that you are related to one of the most famous, one of the most important, influential American icons ever. Like at 10 years old, like what did that do to your psyche?
I think it excited me, but also at the same time, I believe it put in me to carry, like, you are a chosen one to carry out her legacy. You know, especially being a descendant. Yeah. That's kind of like double duty. Yeah. Just keeping her name alive and just through spirit, what God is telling you to do in order, just to move her name forward, keep her name alive, and, just bringing awareness to Harriet Tubman, what she did for all people, she did for African Americans and many others.
After having coffee at Cafe 108 and talking to Dwan about keeping Harriet Tubman's legacy alive, he led me on a short walk to show me one of the ways the city of Auburn was doing that. Within walking distance of the Auburn Public Theater, he led me to the Harriet Tubman statue. This statue catches the attention of visitors from all over the country. Walking towards it, Harriet's presence is undeniable. Piercing eyes that hold the weight of history, the watchful stance of a shepherd. Standing before it, Harriet stands in bronze, her presence both commanding and full of purpose. Her wide, watchful eyes scan the horizon as if anticipating danger, yet refusing to waver. Her left hand reaches back, an open invitation to freedom and a call to those following her path. A pouch crosses her shoulders, carrying the necessities of the journey, food, supplies, or perhaps the names of those she vowed to lead to safety. Beneath it, tucked close for protection, is her famous pistol, a reminder that the road to liberation was never without risk. Here we stood before the leader who never stood still, never turned her back, and never left anyone behind.
Nestled beside the powerful statue of Harriet Tubman stands the Equal Rights Heritage Center. Opened in 2018, the center was created to honor New York State's pivotal role in the fight for equality, celebrating the contributions of abolitionists, suffragists, and human rights leaders. Inside, interactive exhibits bring Auburn's rich history to life. Through artifacts, multimedia displays, and historical narratives, we discovered Harriet Tubman's legacy beyond the Underground Railroad. Her life as a landowner, entrepreneur, and fearless advocate for equal rights is put on display. Inside the Heritage Center, you can explore educational displays, sample regionally sourced products at the Taste New York Market, and reflect in a peaceful courtyard washed over by Harriet Tubman's iconic statue.
So when you think about travelers coming to Auburn, particularly Black travelers? Why do you think it's important for us to come and visit a place like Auburn?
I think it's very important that all African Americans come to Auburn, journey to Auburn, to see all the historical sites that Aunt Harriet, lived at, went to church. I feel like there's like a renaissance with African Americans getting ahead in the world. And this is kind of like a pit stop to look inside yourself and even others and just experience and witness the greatness that happened so many decades ago, centuries ago, that, liberated us and brought us to freedom. When you talk about your forefathers, even foremothers too, your founding mothers, Harriet is one of them. And she was basically one of the first trailblazers that set that stone forward and brought, us to freedom.
Tubman's story in Auburn is experienced through the streets she walked, the home she built, and the legacy she left behind. Seeing it firsthand brings a new understanding of who she was beyond the Underground Railroad. For those who've ever wondered about her life after freedom, Auburn holds the answers. From the Equal Rights Heritage Center to her final resting place, this city preserves her impact in a way that no book or documentary ever could. If you're looking for a place where history feels real, where Harriet's legacy still stands, Auburn is waiting.